Hello, my name's Alison and I'm the CEO of the Stepladder Foundation. Welcome to this Stepladder webinar on stress busting. If you didn't already know, the Stepladder Foundation is a registered charity. We've established some really new, imaginative and very flexible approaches to learning so that all young people from different backgrounds of every sort, like yours, can have the best opportunity to reach for the stars in whatever it is that they want to do. For more information about the Stepladder Foundation, you can visit our website. But for now, let's just get on with the video. This video is all about stress busting. So, what does stress feel like? What is it? Well, it's what happens when the challenges and the tasks that you have to do just don't match up with your ability to actually do them or your ability to cope. You don't feel okay. It can happen because you've got too much pressure. Think teachers, think homework, think exams, think parents. Or it can happen because you have not enough pressure, too little pressure. Think lockdown, think days stretching ahead, think all the time in the world. So the thing is, when you feel stressed, you feel as if you can't control what's happening or even what you're doing now. You're being expected to do stuff, schoolwork, homework, chores, whatever, or act in a certain way, and you're not in control of what everyone's expecting you to do. So, if you feel okay, you feel in control, challenges and tasks can actually give you energy. But once you start to feel overloaded, overworked, or on the other hand, you haven't got enough to do, there's nobody to talk to, there's nobody on your back, you can start to lose control of what I call your happy person, the happy, normal you. And you start to feel tense and stressed. There are 4 absolutely giveaway signs when it comes to measuring your own stress. The first sign is a physical one. You start to get lots of headaches, or your tummy aches a lot, or you have diarrhea and you haven't eaten or done anything unusual. The second sign is emotional. You start to just feel a bit over the top. You're full of tension. You're irritable. The third one is behavioural. You start overreacting to things, or at the other end of the spectrum, you stop reacting to stuff that would have made you happy or sad or whatever. You withdraw into yourself. And the final one is mental. You simply can't think straight about anything anymore. You can't concentrate. You can't sit down and do a piece of schoolwork for more than a few seconds or minutes. You can't even have a conversation with somebody without disengaging. So I want you to be able to recognise the signs in yourself that mean that your stress is building too much. And once again, I'm going to give you 4 clear signs. The first one is to do with your enthusiasm and your motivation. You might well have started lockdown with lots of enthusiasm and motivation. Maybe you were doing every piece of schoolwork that you were given, or trying to. You were always busy, you were always working. You might have felt a bit unhappy with what you were producing. but you kept on taking on more and more and more. And by now, you're starting to wonder if you can actually keep up with your performance. The next thing that you might have noticed happening is that you started feeling a bit irritated. You started feeling a bit tired and a bit anxious, even though you weren't having to get up very, very early to go to school. And instead of looking at your own schedule, you started blaming other people for this. You started complaining about what everybody else was doing. You couldn't keep up with your own work, but you kept trying for too long. And you spent too long trying to do each piece, and you kept on taking on more. It's all become a bit of a muddle. So, leading on from that, you started to feel really irritable and angry and upset and even resentful of having to stay at home and do this stuff on your own, resentful that you can't see your friends, resentful that you haven't even got teachers on your back to help you out with your studies or tell you when to do things. You're losing your self-esteem. You're feeling guilty for not feeling enthusiastic about doing stuff anymore. And that's stuff that involves homework or schoolwork. You're feeling generally apathetic and lethargic. You don't want to do anything. Nothing is fun. Even playing with your siblings or doing fun stuff that you used to love, perhaps with your PlayStation or whatever, it's no longer fun. You're just fed up with being at home. And finally, we're into the danger zone. You withdraw, you clam up, you feel ill, you feel like a complete failure. You don't want to do anything. You just feel totally crappy. You switch off, you opt out. You start avoiding your family. You start avoiding your teachers. You start even avoiding your friends. You don't want to get onto social media for anything except a whinge. You feel ill. You hide. So, how do you get out of this mess? What's the solution? How can you start to tackle your own stress? Well, I suggest going back to the 4 key stages: physical, emotional, mental, and behavioural. First of all, ask yourself, am I finding it really hard to keep up with stuff? Am I not having regular breaks? Am I feeling hungry, or am I feeling stuffed? Am I feeling ill? Secondly, is everybody starting to get on my nerves? Am I really dissatisfied with what everyone else is doing? And yet, I'm also not satisfied with what I'm doing myself. I don't feel I'm doing enough. Thirdly, am I feeling miserable a lot of the time? Am I really tired? Am I really, really bored? Do I wish that I was somewhere else? And fourthly and finally, am I now just avoiding everyone? Lockup's gone on for so long that I just don't want to speak to anyone at all. I'm feeling ill. I'm just feeling bad all over. Everything is aching, and I feel on my own. Once you've thought about the 4 stages and where you might be on the spectrum, and you've asked yourself some of those key questions, you need to face the problem. You're feeling stressed. And the first thing that you need to do is to analyse what it is that's stressing you out. Is it too much of something, or is it not enough of something? Along with this first stage, you need to tell someone that you're stressed. Tell a parent, a sibling, a friend, a teacher, or someone at Stepladder. Whoever it is, you share the fact that you're feeling stressed. So moving on with talking to someone else about your stress is using that person to help distract you from the problem. Talk to your friends or your carer or your parents or your siblings or your teacher about something completely different. Watch a program or a video, or go for a walk, or exercise, or cook something, or make a cake. Just do something completely different. Give yourself some positive strokes. Eat, exercise, sing, read, play a game, phone or text someone, message someone, have a long bath or a shower, wash your hair, have a squash or a tea or a coffee. Do something that you will enjoy. So finally, make sure you really do let somebody else know how you're feeling. Talk to your friend or your teacher or your carer or your parent or somebody at Stepladder. You might also want to write down how you're feeling. You can write it on a sheet of paper and then, if you want, tear it up. Or you can write it onto a screen on your laptop or your tablet or your phone and then delete it. It's just clarifying in your own mind how you're feeling at this time. And when you've done that, go away and write a poem or play an instrument or have a bath or listen to some music. And by the way, crying is okay too. Well, what next? You've done a great job. You've identified where you are in terms of stress. You've looked stress in the face and you've decided to do something about it. Well done, you. What you need to do now is to start getting organised. You want to be back in control. Watch some of the Stepladder videos on time management and organisation. Have a Google around. There's lots of stuff that will help online. Speak to your teacher or your friend or your carer or your parent or your sibling, whoever it was that you've already started to discuss your stress with. Start organising yourself. Tomorrow is another day. You will do it. I hope this video has been useful for you. If it has, please give it a like and hit subscribe in the box below. If you know anybody else who you think might really benefit from watching this material, then please feel absolutely free to share. We want everybody who can to be able to benefit. You'll find links to our website and to our Facebook page in the box below. Bye.